All right, Top Billin, you know your boy hates to get involved in anything dealing with off-field issues. It's just not my thing. I 100% concentrate on what's going on between those white lines, and I leave all that other stuff up to other people. I would just rather do something else than to be involved in people's personal lives. I have my own personal life, and I'm a private person at that. But this shit right here about Devonte Wyatt is sickening to me. This feels like another draft smear campaign. It's like right before the draft, we always get some of these guys where something pops up and it just smells fishy to me. Now listen, domestic violence, I hate with a passion. I'm the type of cat that if I see or I know somebody who's involved with domestic violence issues or violence against women, period, I want to fight those dudes straight up. I've always been like that just from stuff, I don't even want to get into it, but listen. This one right here, though, this shit does not sit well with me. Now, check this out. So I did a Think Like a GM series with my Baltimore Ravens saying that they should probably trade back in the draft and try to target Devonte Wyatt. And as you can see there, people bringing up an incident that I had no earthly idea about or even calling it incidents. So I'm like, what the hell? I covered this team for a living the entire time Devonte Wyatt was there. Haven't heard of this particular incident, which, hey, like I said before, I don't pay attention to that type of stuff, so it could get by me. But digging and talking to different people, I'm finding out like this business is even crazier than I thought. Because if you think about an incident that they say from 2020, check this article out. All right, Georgia defensive lineman Devonte Wyatt arrested on 3 misdemeanor charges. It says Wyatt is facing charges of criminal trespass, damage to property, and family violence. Family violence. Think about that. February 26, 2020. So when I see certain things, I just always been like that, man. It's like my antenna goes up. But I'm like, that doesn't really sound right to me. Family violence. Now, look, I'm not trying to make light of anything, and you never know the full story to anything. You're only privy to what you're privy to, if you get what I'm saying there. But it says Georgia defensive lineman Devonte Wyatt was arrested Tuesday evening in relation to a domestic incident that allegedly occurred last week. So he got arrested a week later. He was facing 3 misdemeanor charges, criminal trespass. Well, pretty much I was told like this is a non-starter. It was dropped, and it would have to be dropped, right, for this man to participate in the NFL Combine. But it says that Wyatt allegedly kicked the female's door multiple times from the hallway, damaging the door and forcing it open. Wyatt and the female reportedly had an on-again, off-again relationship. The report also stated that neither party indicated they were in fear for their safety. Right? I've heard of people being coerced into stuff. I'm not dumb. But to me, if this is what you have right there from 2 years ago, it didn't say that he struck this female or anything. He damaged the door. They were arguing on campus and everything like that. Why is this now surfacing right before the draft? That's the stuff to me that teams do in hopes of getting a player to fall to them. Some team later in the draft, you put this out through agents or through someone else's agents, throughout some media guy that you have a relationship with, just to smear this guy's name for the betterment of your franchise. I don't understand that one bit. Now, listen, I understand that from a business standpoint. It doesn't mean that I have to like it. And I feel like nobody takes up for these cats who are in these situations. Not all situations are created equal. This particular one, just from the facts that we have, though, smells funny to me. It doesn't seem like something that should be coming up right now. Now, obviously, it's something, but the magnitude of it and the magnitude of the NFL draft and this being a life-changing money for this guy's family, and nobody is saying anything to the contrary or bringing something up to say that, well, hey, the NFL doesn't allow players to participate in the combine if they have domestic violence issues. It's been that way for a while now. February 9th, 2016, players with domestic violence convictions barred from combine. So at the very least, you know he wasn't convicted because they're barring these guys from combines if they're convicted. So where do you go from that? That doesn't make any sense to me. So the NFL has all these officials that do a lot of digging. Of course, they're going to go before they invite these guys to a combine. They got to do everything in their power to try to unearth stuff that may be damaging to their reputation and their brand by allowing somebody with domestic violence issues. And of course, this was stemming on the back of the Ray Rice stuff and some of the other things that we've had in that situation there. To see this guy lumped in with Ray Rice because he kicked the door and was involved in an argument, to me, that's crazy. What Ray Rice did was heinous. I'm a huge Ray Rice fan. He played for my team, and I still can't stand Ray Rice for what I saw from that, straight up. So I don't know what to tell you, man. This type of stuff, what do you think about it out there, Todd Billin? Is this a smear campaign? Is this one of those things to where you believe that somebody, it could even be somebody not necessarily in the back end of the draft, it could be somebody who wants Devonte Wyatt in the front end of the draft. Think about that. They'll get who they want at the beginning of the draft and then be able to double back and get Devonte Wyatt as he drops. This guy's a first-round pick. Straight up and down, to me, is a top 25 player in this draft and should be selected within the top 25, if not higher. Yes, positional fluidity, and the guy is an absolute animal, a technique maven, plays with a high motor, everything you can think of. He plays a high brand of football, and he was, to me, was the best player on Georgia's defensive line. Maybe not with the most highest upside like a Trayvon Walker, maybe not with the best presentation like a Jordan Davis, being 6'6", 355,000 pounds or whatever like that, moving like he does. But this guy is a combination of all of that, in my opinion, as far as being able to be a working man and being able to be a thinking man and being able to be productive. So what do you think this does for this guy? Obviously, sheeple are going to go around, just like the people on the comment section there. Just they heard something, they're going to go around repeatedly saying it, domestic violence, and it automatically makes you think of something like Ray Rice. That's just what it is if you don't have the requisite information about it.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.